Welcome one and all. Namaskaram. Today, the sixth day, a beautiful journey and the completion of the Lanka Dahana portion and Anjaneya's returning back to his Swami, the Purushottama Rama. You can see the exalted energies in Anjaneya in yesterday's slokas when we went through the place of Lanka and the selective houses being the mansions being lit by the fire from the tail of Anjaneya, and how the energies were transcending down, slowly getting converted and transcending down towards the hurry and excitement to reach out to the Lord, the Purushottama, the Narashardhula, the Sri Ramachandra Murti, made Hanuman quicken the Lanka Dahana process today and then return back, be ready to return back to his Lord with excitement and the transcendence of the energies from the exalted way to the excitement way, from the exalted to the excitement, to reach out to the Lord, to give the Chudamani of Sita Mata handover and give the message that he had already seen Sita Mata. He had the darshan, the beautiful darshan of Sita Mata, the Jivatma to the Paramatma union of what he is doing today after completing his Lanka Dahana portion and getting ready for that. Let us have the Dhyana Sloka today first, which I recite here. Anjaneyamadhipadalalanam Kanchanadrikamanīya Vigraham Parijātatarumūlavāsinam Bhavayāmi Pavamananandanam Anjaneyamadhipadalalanam. The reddish faced, the crescent reddish faced Anjaneyamadhipadalanam Mananam, the face, the red blossoming face of Anjaneya, Anjaneyamadhipadalanam Kanchanadrikamaniya Vigraham. Kanchanadri, the golden mountain, as it was shown like a golden mountain in a graceful posture. Kanchanadrikamaniya Vigraham, an idol of golden, like a golden mountain, an idol of golden mountain, the graceful posture of Anjaneya. Parijatatarumūlavāsinam, who is seated in a dhyana position, in bhajana, dhyana position to his Lord, below the tree, Parijata Vriksha, Parijata Tarumūlavāsinam, Bhavayami, let us pray to him, Bhavayami, Pavamana Nandanam, the son of the Lord Wind, Vayu, Pavamana Nandanam, the son. Anjaneyamadhipadalanam Kanchanadrikamaniya Vigraham Parijata Tarumūlavāsinam Bhavayami Pavamananandanam. Rama 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 Rama. Let us begin with the exalted energies of Anjaneya getting converted and transcending down, the transcendence of energy which is depicted and shown here, displayed by Anjaneya, so that let us all transcend from our exalted energies to the excited energies and reach out to the success and happiness and the transcendence of energies in us in every day, and how it has to be done is what is displayed here. So let us begin the first sloka today from the Sarga 54, which is again the continuation of the quickening and continuation of the completion of Lanka Dahana process by Anjaneya. The 54th Sarga and the 19th and the 20th slokas together put as one sloka here. ततस्तस्मिन् गृहे मुख्ये नानारत्नविभूषिते मेरुमन्दरसङ्काशे सर्वमङ्गलशोभिते ततस्तस्मिन् गृहे मुख्ये नानारत्नविभूषिते मेरुमन्दरसङ्काशे सर्वमङ्गलशोभिते. Tatastasmin, the houses, grihe mukhe, the important mansions which were filled and which were looking with full of nana ratna vibhushite, different types of jewels and gems which were decorated, decor of all jewels and gems of the important mansions. Grihe mukhe, tatasmin grihe mukhe, nana ratna vibhushite, meru mandara sankashe, sankashe as equivalent to the Giri, the mountains of Meru and Mandara, Sarva Mangala Shobhite, were looking so beautiful, Sarva Mangala, with fulfillment, with fullness of beauty. Pradiptam Agni Mutsrujya Langulagre Pratishtitam Pradiptam Agni Mutsrujya. Pradipta, the brightened Agni, Pradiptam Agni, which is still burning in his tail. Mutrugra Pradiptam Agni Mutsrujya, letting that fire which was left out which was burning bright in the tail, Langula gray, at the tip of his tail, which was remaining. Pratishtitam is placing that fire in this important houses. Tasmin grihe mukhe nanaratna vibhushite, which were decorated with all the beautiful gems and which looked like Meru Mandara, like the Meru mountain and the Mandara mountain, equal to that in its Sarva Mangala Shobhite, in its beauty and the elegance. All those houses were lit by the Agni, the bright Agni, which was left out in the tip of his tail. Langulagre Pratishtitam, he placed that Agni in these houses, lit these houses, these mansions, which were remaining in Lanka, remaining houses of the Rakshasas. Nanada Hanuman Viro Yuganta Jaladoyata. Nanada Hanuman Viro, the valiant Hanuman, roared. Nanada created a sound which was like a roar, big roar, like a cloud. Yuganta Jalado, filled with waters, the rainy season. When the rainy season, the cloud thunders the same way, and especially in the mid of the day with bright sunlight, the noon time, when suddenly we have a rainy day, how it appears, the sounds of the lightning and thundering, the lightning thundering which happens during that time, and the roar of him was so heavy, it was so loud that it showed the transcendence and the completion act of the Lanka Dahana, which he was finally quickening upon. Tatastasmin grihe mukhye nanaratna vibhushite Meru Mandara Sankashe Sarva Mangala Shobhite Pradiptam Agni Mutsrujya Langulagre Pratishtitam Nanada Hanuman Viro Yuganta Jaladoyata. Rama 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple associated with this particular sloka, where we have the Guduvanjeri Anjaneya temple. Guduvanjeri is the place near to Chennai in Tailavaram village, where we have this beautiful temple, Guduvanjeri Kalyana Anjaneya temple. Here, many of us will be wondering, where come Anjaneya is a Kalyana Anjaneya with a Dampati Sameta, with a wife? Because we are known to the fact that Anjaneya is a Nitya Brahmachari, the Naishtika Brahmachari, supposed to be, according to the legend of Ramayana, and which we have heard all through. Yes, that is true. He is an Naishtika Brahmachari, and this particular Kalyana Kolam in him happened due to a particular incident in the legend of Ramayana in a momentary way, for a momentary time. And that is the posture which is depicted, which is displayed here and installed in this temple as an idol, the Guduvanjeri Kalyana Anjaneya temple in Tailavaram village in Chennai, and where this Dampati Sameta Anjaneya, the wife of Anjaneya, being Suvarchala, none other than the Suvarchala Devi, Sakala Veda Swarupini, Surya Putri Suvarchalambika Sameta Anjaneya Murtibhyo Namo Namaha, where you have the beautiful 12-syllable Suvarchala Anjaneya mantra, which is very powerful, the Dwadashakshara mantra, Suvarchala Anjaneya mantra, which was brought out by none other than the Rishi Pushkara in those days, who brought out this mantra. He was the, just like Vishwamitra we have for Gayatri mantra, it was the Rishi Pushkara who brought out this mantra. And in this temple, you can see there is a huge bell in the entrance, which is almost 32 feet long. And the top portion of the bell is 18 feet, which signifies the 18 chapters of the Holy Bhagavad Gita. The Ganta Stampa, as it is known, Ganta being the bell. Ganta Stampa is 18 feet, depicting, signifying the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And the Ghanta in itself is a representation of Swami Deshika in the Vaishnava Parampara. The big Ghanta here. And the Mula Vigraha here is coincidentally is Dharushila of rosewood, made of rosewood. Dharushila of rosewood. Suvarchalambika Devi got married to Anjaneya just to gain Anjaneya to gain the Navavyakarana, which was to be completed before he achieves his deed of completing all this Yuddhakanda and getting his full jnana, the jnana which he required. So the Navavyakarana Pandita, as he is known, to get the Navavyakarana, the final Navavyakarana thing could only be got if someone is a grihastha, not a brahmachari. So for that particular way, Surya, who was his own guru, and now seeing this, you can make out that Surya was also his father-in-law, his guru, father-in-law, everything. So Surya created from his own energies, from his own shine, the brightness from his rays, his daughter, Manasa Putri, who is known as the Suvarchala Ambika. That is why you can see the full brightness, the halo, the full aura around her, which surrounded her, and she was made to marry him at that moment. And the next very moment when the Navavyakarana was given, as Upadesham was given to him, Suvarchalambika got inside the heart of Anjaneya and got dissolved in the heart of Anjaneya. So she's always inside the heart of Anjaneya. So it is none other than his own energy, Surya's energy, the Guru's energy as Upatesha, which came in the form of the Suvarchalambika Devi. But when his worship along with Suvarchala Devi, in the Dwadashakshara mantra, the 12th level mantra of Suvarchala Hanumat mantra, which is very powerful, given by the Rishi Pushkara, we achieve all the positivity and ward off all the evil and unknown, known evils surrounding us. That was there in the olden days, which was given as an upatesham to many people, which has been now out of touch for many of them. So this is a very powerful mantra and the significance of this temple. And this is a place where, coincidentally, according to the legend, Surya got Suvarchala Ambika Devi, created her and married to Anjaneya to give the Navavyakarana, which is seen in this temple. Anjaneya here is with the four Chaturbuja idol, the Chaturbuja idol here, Anjaneya, and 8 feet in the height. And you have the Saparivara Vanaras, the Jambavan, and all of them doing the Kalyana Kola, the Pattabhisheka Kalyana Kola Anjaneya in Guduvanjeri. So let us have this sloka again, beautiful sloka here, where Anjaneya is quickening the process of completion of Lanka Dahana. Tatastasmin grihe mukhe nanaratna vibhushite meru mandara sankashe sarva mangala shobhite pradiptam agrimutsrujya langulagre pratishtitam nanada hanuman viro yuganta jalado yatha. Rama 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 Rama. Let us have the next sloka following from the same Sarga 54, the 21st sloka. Here again, giving the final touches to the Lanka Dahana. Shvasanena cha samyogat ativego mahabalaha kala agnihi iva jajwala pravardhata huta ashanaha shvasanena cha samyogat ativeho vego mahabalaha. In contact with the wind, Shwasanena cha samyogat. Samyogat is getting into contact. Shwasanena, shwasam. Shwasam is the wind. Shwasanena, the contact with the wind. Ativego, with great speed, Ativego, Mahabalaha, the great Hanuman, Kala Agnihi, the fire, Agni, Kala Agnihi, Shwasanena Samyogat, Ativego, Jwala is getting into a blaze from a small flame to a blaze. It with the contact of the wind, this particular fire in the tail of Anjaneya, which was a flame, became a blazing fire at a very great speed. So what happened at a very great speed with this intensity? Hanuman flew through the other houses with great speed to destroy. It was seeming as if the whole world is getting destroyed with this fire, the whole fire engulfing the whole world. It appeared so by this sight, very sight of what Hanuman was doing. So, Shwasanena cha samyogat ativego mahabalaha, with great speed and intensity. Kala agnihi iva jajwala Pravardata Hutashanaha, the fire, blazing fire, Hutashanaha, Agnihi, Hutashanaha, Havyavahanaha, all this for the fire. Shwasanena cha samyogat, Ativego, Mahabalaha, Kala Agnihi iva Jajwala, Pravardhata Huta Ashanaha. So we come to a beautiful temple associated with this particular sloka, where we have Sri Jayavira Anjaneya temple. You can see here at Ayarkulam, Kamarajapuram, Pudukkottai. Jayavira Anjaneya temple at Pudukkottai, Ayarkulam, Kamarajapuram, the particular place in Pudukkottai, in the town itself, where we have Jayavira Anjaneya. As the name indicates, the victory of Anjaneya, Jayavira Anjaneya, the mighty Jayavira Anjaneya here in Pudukkottai. And we could see in the slokam here the Jayavira achievements, with how much valor and might and speed Hanuman quickened the process of Lanka Dahana, giving the final touches to it before setting off to meet his Swami. Shwasanena cha samyogat ativego mahabalaha kala agnihi iva jajwala pravardhata hutashanaham. Rama 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 Rama. We go to the next sloka following this from the same Sarga, Sarga 54, the 22nd sloka. Pradiptam Agnim Pavanaha Teshu Veshmyasu Charayat Abhyucha Vasana Samyogat Ativego Hutashanaha. Pradiptam Agnim Pavanaha. The wind carried Pavanaha Agnim Pradiptam. The wind carried the blazing fire to other houses. Teshu Veshmeshu Charayat. To other houses, Charayat traveled, the wind traveled. Abhyucha Vasana Samyogat Ativego. Abhyucha Vasana Samyogat. Ativego. I am splitting the words here so that we get a clarity of reading it. Abhyucha Vasana Samyogat Ativego. When you read it in one word, it is Abhyucha Vasana Samyogat Ativego Hutashanaha. So we have split up the words here to give a clarity. The wind carried the blazing fire to other houses. In conjunction with the wind, the fire became very swift. Ativego, it became very swift with quickness. Ativegaha, the speed. Hutashanaha, again the fire, as I had mentioned. Agni, Hutashanaha, Havyavahanaha, all the synonyms of Agni. Pratiptam Agnim Pavanaha Teshu Veshmeshu Charayat Abhyuchavasana Samyogat Ativego Hutashanaha. Rama 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple of the Sanjeevi Rayan temple in Avur. Avur, a place, and this temple, which is 500 years old minimum, which lies en route to Pudukkottai again from Trichy, a place called Avur, where it is supposed to have lot of, and it really is there right now also when people visit. Lot of herbs, and the pilgrims here, around 500 years ago, the incident goes that there were some pilgrims who had a traveling the yatra which they did to different temples, and when they came to this particular hillock and they were just taking rest, one of the persons in the team, the head of the team, had a rare vision that there is the presence of Hanumanji in this particular place, and he started searching, and he could find the beautiful idol of Hanuman there in one of the rocks, and that is how this temple came into existence. And he could find a lot, and this particular tribe, the pilgrims, they were tribals. They stayed back in that place and made their the settlement in that place, and this temple was constructed in a small way in those days. And these people were giving treatment with these herbs to all the surrounding people. A lot of ailments were getting corrected and getting healed so fast that this came to be known as good as the Sanjeevi Malai. And the belief in the people there came to such an extent that they had the belief that saying that the Sanjeevani Malai in itself had a portion of it falling here when Anjaneya had carried down the Sanjeevani Malai to Lakshmana to bring him to the conscious state. So that is why it is known as the Sanjeevi Rayan temple. Rayan being the Raja, Sanjeevi Rayan, the Lord Sanjeevi, the Hanuman, Anjaneya, who brought the Sanjeevani Malai, the Sanjeevi Rayan temple here, where these tribals started settling down. And now, incidentally, the 21st generation of these tribals are the people who are doing the pujas of this temple even to date. And you can have this beautiful darshan of this temple, the Sanjeevirayan temple at Avur, en route to Pudukottai from Trichy, and where you have all the herbal gardens also, even today. And you can have the beautiful darshan of Anjaneya, the Sanjeevirayan Anjaneya, who blesses us with all arogya, the healthy way of life ahead. Let us take a moment to get the blessings through our mental waves, the telepathy, to reach out to the Sanjeevirayan temple and visit Anjaneya. Rama Rama Rama. Let me have the sloka again here. Pradiptam Agnim Pavanaha Teshu Veshmeshu Charayat Abhyuchavasana Samyogat Ativego Hutashanaha Pradiptam Agnim Pavanaha Teshu Veshmeshu Charayat Abhyuchavasana Samyogat Adhivego Hutashanaha. Rama 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 Rama. Let us have the next sloka following it, which is the 23rd sloka from the Sarga 54 again, which is the completion of the Lanka Dahana portion. Tani kanchana jalani muktamani mayani cha bhavanani avashiryanta ratnavanti mahanti cha tani kanchana jalani. Kanchana is gold. Kanchanam, hemam, all gold in Sanskrit, the synonyms. Kanchana Varnam, the golden hue. Kanchana Jalani, Jala is the window. Even in Hindi, I think it's the same word, Jala, Jali, they call it, Jala. So Kanchana Jalani, the golden windows. Tani Kanchana Jalani, those large houses with golden windows. Bhavanani, the large houses. And Mukta Mani Mayani Cha, Mukta Mani Mayani Cha, embedded with Mukta Mani and pearls and gems, Mukta Mani, gems and precious jewels, Bhavanani, Avashiryanta Ratnavanti with all the gems, endowed, decored with all these jewels, were shattered to pieces when this fire took over. Tani Kanchana Jalani Mukta Mani Mayani Cha, Mukta were shattered, were relieved, were removed of all the jewels and the gems. Mukta Mani Mayani Cha Bhavanani Avashiryanta Ratnavanti Mahanti Cha. When you read it as Mukta Mani together, it is something. Here it is Mukta, coming out of that, getting shattered, getting cleared of the jewels and the gems and precious jewels. तानि काञ्चन जालानि मुक्तामणिमयानि च भवनानि अवशीर्यन्त रत्नवन्ती महान्ति च तानि काञ्चन जालानि मुक्तामणिमयानि च भवनानि अवशीर्यन्त रत्नवन्ती महान्ति च Rama 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple again associated with this particular sloka. Here you can see in Vennai Kapu, the butter offering Vennai Kapu of Anjaneya, and Anjaneya holding the Sanjeevani Malai in one of his hands. The Prasanna Sri Prasanna Veera Anjaneya temple, beautiful temple. Most of us who have visited Bangalore or have houses in Bangalore as an investment or whatever, would definitely have visited this temple, which is very near inside the town of Bangalore, the city. Down the line, when it has been inside the city limits, the Prasanna Veera Anjaneya temple at Mahalakshmi layout, Malleshwaram, Mahalakshmi Rajaji Nagar or Malleshwaram, I think, in Bangalore, where I have also visited when I was a child, a beautiful temple. Actually, the interesting fact of this temple is how it came into existence. If you go back in history, it is not a very old history here, but then a very powerful Anjaneya who is 22 feet. You can imagine a particular artist sculpting out, drawing, carving this particular idol, which was almost 22 feet in height and 16 feet in width. You can see with both the legs, this side and that side, 16 feet with the Sanjeevani Malai holding, which was actually sculpted out, carved by an artist just when he went to that place and he was staying there just to pass his time. He found that it was something spiritual in this spot and this particular rock, and he started drawing, and that carving out was this result, which came as Anjaneya. And this happened much after the British colony, which was there in those days in this particular area, which was an open area, had used this particular rock as a shooting spot for practicing shooting, and gun shooting and things. So later, this artist who came there found out the spirituality, the spiritual confluence of this place, and that is how he carved out this, and it came out so beautiful as the Anjaneya idol. Later, in 1976, 40 years later, 1976, actually, this was consecrated in the religious way as the temple, being a single monolithic rock, a kurai and everything, the roof and all was built, and it was a full temple with a lot of area which was donated by the government, around 13 acres complex it is now, and none other than our old Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao in the year 1976 had commissioned, and the consecration of this temple happened beautifully to bless so many of us with all the prosperity and happiness and health and wealth by the Prasanna Veera Anjaneya here in Bangalore. This is the history of the temple, a beautiful temple with all the pujas being done so devotedly, and so many people receiving their blessings from this temple who visit Bangalore. And definitely, yes, it is also a tourist spot where you have the Mahalakshmi temple also, and all the greenery and the scenery in this place, which is a hillock, a small hillock, having so much of a scenic beauty also for a tourist. Both the spiritual and the materialistic confluence is there in this place. The Mahalakshmi layout, Sri Prasanna Veera Anjaneya. So let me have the sloka again here. तानि काञ्चन जालानि मुक्तामणिमयानि च भवनानि अवशीर्यन्त रत्नवन्ती महान्ति च. Rama 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 Rama. Like just like the Kanchana windows, the golden windows, Anjaneya in the Vannai Kapu is as shining as gold here, which we get all the blessings, and let the shine inside us come out, the potentiality inside us come out and succeed, make us successful in all our endeavors. Coming to the next sloka, here following the 23rd sloka, we have the 24th sloka from the same Sarga 54 here. Samjangye tumulah shabdho Rakshasanam pradhavatam samjanye tumulah shabdau Rakshasanam pradhavatam Swagrihasya paritrane Bhagnotsaahorja asrayam Nune mesham agnirayatah kapirupena iti kapirupena iti samjangye tumulah shabdau. The demons, Rakshasanam, the demons, Pradhavatam, Swagrihasya paritrane, leaving their houses, running out of their houses here and there because of the fire which was engulfing the houses. The Rakshasas were running out here and there without any direction. The demons who were running hither and thither to protect their houses and who lost their spirits. Bhagnotsahaha, lost their spirits. Utsahaha is the spirit's excitement and abundant wealth. Bhagnotshahorja Asriyam, all the wealth being lost. Asriyam, they became Asriya, not Sriya. They lost all the wealth. Sri is Mahalakshmi. Created a big noise, tumultuous noise, saying, alas, they were so depressed. Nyune mesham Agnirayataha. The fire god Agnirayataha has come really. Kapirupena ha iti. Kapirupena Agnirayataha nune meshaha has taken the rupam. The fire god has taken the rupam of Anjaneya, the Kapirupa, the rupam of a monkey to destroy and got the houses destroyed and all the wealth. Asriyaha made us all unwealthy. Bhagnotsaha, so they were all depressed and they were running here and there to save themselves when the houses were lit by fire. Samjangye tumulah shabdo Rakshasanam pradavatam Swagrihasya paritrane Bhagnotshahorji asrayam Nune mesha agnirayataha kapirupena iti. So, Anjaneya's completion of Lanka Dahana is over here. Rama, Rama, Rama. We have the beautiful temple of Anjaneya associated with this particular sloka and which is very significant in the legend of Ramayana. Here you can see in the slide the Sri Bhakta Hanuman temple in Ramboda. Ramboda is a place in Sri Lanka near Nuvarelia. I think people who have gone to Sri Lanka would definitely have visited this particular temple in Sri Lanka, where, according to the legend of Ramayana, this is the place in Ramayana where Anjaneya, where Ravana had kept Sita in the hiding in the Ashokavana. And this is the place where Anjaneya came to search in for Sita Devi. And that is where the beautiful temple has been constructed by Chinmaya Mission of Sri Lanka, who took over this place and made a 16 feet idol in black granite, a single stone of Anjaneya, 30 kilometers from the Kutumalai Reservoir and the Kutumalai Valley in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, as such, is very beautiful for its greenery and the scenic spots, which everyone is aware of. And very significant in terms of Ramayana also. We have the Ramayana tour in itself in Sri Lanka, which many people visit every year. A tour of Ramayana legend, where all the incidents, Ravana's palace, Vibhishana's palace, the Anjaneya's visited places, all these are shown in the tour, and which is still maintained by the government in a beautiful way in the to create tourism also and to get the spiritual blessings also. So here we have in the Kutumalai reservoir area, 30 kilometers from there, where the scenic spot of Kutumalai Valley can also be viewed so beautifully, which gives a serene and spiritual ambience. You have the beautiful Anjaneya temple, the Bhakta Hanuman temple, constructed by none other than the Chinmaya Mission in 1999. not very old, but 1999 this idol was consecrated here. But the place is very significant with all the energies of Anjaneya who had visited in the Ramayana Kala in the Treta Yuga in search of Sita Devi at this very spot. That is where the Chinmaya mission has installed, consecrated this particular idol and constructed the beautiful temple here. So let us take the blessings of the Sri Bhakta Hanuman Anjaneya here as the name denotes, and very significantly, the Bhakta Anjaneya form, because he was the Ramaduta here to visit Sita and offer his salutations to Sita Mata and take her darshan. So the Bhakta Hanuman temple in Ramboda, Devarela, in the Kochumale Valley, the Kochumale near to the Kochumale Reservoir in Sri Lanka. Rama, 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 Rama. Let me have this sloka again here. Samjanye tumulaha shabdo rakshasanam pradhavatam swagrihasya paritrane bhagnotsaahorji asrayam nune mesham agni rayatah kapirupena iti. Rama, 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 Rama. Let me have the next sloka here from the same Sarga, which is the Sarga 54 and the 43rd sloka here, which now shows this transcendence of the energies from the exalted energies of Anjaneya to the excited energies, how it's getting converted for his, the inquisitiveness, for his excitement to reach out to his Lord to deliver the message of the darshan of Sita Devi. So, भङ्क्त्वावनं पादपरत्नसङ्कुलं हत्वा तु रक्षांसि महान्ति संयुगे दङ्क्त्वा पुरीं तां गृहरत्नमालिनीं तस्थौ हनुमान् पवनात्मजः कपिः भङ्क्त्वा वनं पादपरत्नसङ्कुलं हत्वा तु रक्षांसि महान्ति संयुगे दङ्क्त्वा पुरीं तां गृहरत्नमालिनीं तस्थौ हनुमान् पवनात्मजः कपिः. Pavanatmajah Kapihi, the son of the Lord wind, Vayu, Kapihi, the Vanara, Hanuman, Pavanatmajah Kapihi Hanuman, Tastau Dhangtva Purim Tam Griharatna Malinin. After demolishing the garden which was full of excellent trees, killing great demons, Hatvasa Rakshasim, Hatvatu Rakshamsi, killing all the great demons in battle and burning that city endowed with excellent houses. Bhavanam, all the Bhavanas being destroyed. Griharatna Malinim, all the Ratnamalini in the city, the houses which were endowed, which were decorated with all the Ratnamalini, burning them down. Dhangdwa Purim, burning the entire city down. Dhangdwa Purim Tam Griharatna Malini, which was surrounded with all the decorated houses and mansions, which was all destroyed. Dhangdwa, he destroyed the Purim, the city. Dhangdwa, burned off. And Mahanti, the Hanuman, the monkey, the son of wind god, the Vanara, stood at ease after the completion of all these deeds. Now the energy getting transcendented to and getting converted in the next sloka to the excitement. So now from the exalted energies, it is getting equilibrated to the excitement phase. So we are going to that. Rama, 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 we go to the beautiful temple associated with this sloka. Here you can see Hanuman Chatti temple, Uttarakhand. You can see here Hanuman doing a beautiful bhajan. He is in a very peaceful. You can see the transcendence of the energies here from the exalted destructive energies of destroying and burning off the cities there, and then getting it all converted and transcendenting towards excitement and bhakti to meet his Lord. You can see the way he is doing the bhajan at Hanuman Chatti temple, Uttarakhand. The Hanuman Chatti temple in Uttarakhand, you can see there when you go to the Mulasthana, Hanuman carrying the Sanjeevani mountain there. Hanuman Chatti temple in Uttarakhand is a powerful temple where the transcendence of energy from an exalted way to bring it down to a very calm and serene and composed way. The grounding in a person and the effect of it is achieved by prayers in this particular temple. And that is the significance of this temple, which is there in the Himachal area, in the beautiful serene Himalayas, Himachal area, the Hanuman Chatti temple in Uttarakhand. Let us take the blessing of this Hanuman, mentally reaching out from our thought waves at this right moment to get ourselves having a composed and grounded way of mindset where we achieve everything in a focused way. When the mind is calm, when the mind is focused, that is when the planning and execution of things happens more smoothly and in a correct, focused, and systematic way. So, Hanuman Chatti Anjaneya to bless us all from the Uttarakhand, Himachal, the beautiful Himalaya area, in a very composed and a very devout way, to bless us all with all the grounding of the mind and the beautiful Mano Chitta, which becomes Anandamaya, Kosha in us. So we have the sloka again here. Bhangtva vanam padaparatna sankulam hatva tu rakshamsi mahanti samyuge dhamtva purim tam griharatna malinim tastau hanuman pavanatmajaha kapihi. Rama 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 Rama. We go to the next beautiful sloka here. Before that, in fact, I just wanted to say something else, one more point with regard to the temple in Uttarakhand, which I missed out. Actually, this is significant where you have this temple, as I had mentioned, in the Uttarakhand, Himachal area towards the Himalayas, and it's very near Badrinath, the Chardham temple of Badrinarayana Murti. So before visiting Badrinarayana Murti, we could have a beautiful darshan of this Hanuman Chatti. Visiting Hanuman, the devout Haripungava, and then visiting the Badrinarayana Murti, Naranarayana Murti, which is the Chardham and one of the Divya Deshams, which is very powerful among the Sri Vaishnava Parampara. Now coming to the next sloka, as I had mentioned, the sloka from the Sarga 56 here, after the transcendence of the energies, from the exalted to the excitement of meeting his Lord and being the Bhakta Hanuman of Ramboda, as it is seen. Here what is happening, he returns back after burning all the cities of Lanka and then now having the bhakti and the transcendence to reach back to his Lord. He gets composed and grounded, and the presence of mind comes to him to see whether Sita is there unhurt after this fire and the city when it was burned. Hope everything is fine. That is when the presence of the mind sets in. The mind becomes calmer, then only the mind is able to think. This is what is seen here and shown by Hanuman to each one of us. Tatahatu sumshupamule Janakim paryavasthitam abhivadya abravidrishtya pashyami twamiha akshatam. This is the first sloka from the 56th Sarga of Sundarakanda, where Anjaneya is returning back to, after burning all the city of Lanka, the Rakshasas' mansions, he returns back to see and take the blessings of Sita Mata and to see whether she is intact there after the burning of the cities and to get her Ashirvada, the blessings, and then reach out to his Lord on his return journey. Tatahattu sunshupamule janakim paryavasthitam abhivadya abravidrishtya pashyami twamiha akshatam. Thereafter, having offered his salutations to Sita, abhivadya abravid, said with mild words, where he spoke very mildly, drishtya pashyami twamiha akshatam. Tatahattu Sumshupa Mule, under the Sumshupa tree, the Ashokavana, where Sita was sitting, he went and did his Abhivadya Abravi Drishtya. Abhivadya, after seeing her, Pashyami Twamiha Akshatam. Took her blessings. Tatahattu Sumshupamule Janakim Paryavastitam Abhivadya Abravit Drishtya Pashyami Twamiha Akshatam. Rama, 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple associated with this sloka, which is none other than the Anjaneri Hanuman temple. The Anjaneri Trayambakeshwar hill, mountain lock, the mountain range, where we have the Anjanadri hills, Anjaneri hills, where it is supposed to be very significant according to the legend of Ramayana, where Anjana Devi did the penance to Rudra, none other than the Rudra, Samba Parameshwara, to get a son who was as mighty and strong like him. And that is where the penances were answered in a cave there, which is still seen there and hosting the Anjana Devi, Anjana Mata temple, the only temple of Anjana Mata in the world, where Anjana Mata is seen meditating, doing her penance to Lord Shiva to achieve a son as mighty as himself, and all the devas put together. And that is how Shiva blessed Anjana Devi here to get a son, and that is Anjaneya, the none other than the Anjaneya, the Vanarottama, who is also seen here in the entrance in a very big sculptured idol in a garnet color, in a dhyana position with a dhyana mudra. Anjaneya in the meditative position, just meditating like his mother. So just to resemble his mother there, he's also meditating and always chanting the Akhanta Ramanama, the Taraka mantra. The dhyana mudra, big Anjaneya, dhyana mudra Anjaneya, dhyana mudra, Periya Anjaneya temple here in garnet color. The Anjaneya so beautifully sculpted out here in Anjanadri Hills, Anjaneri Hills, the Anjaneri Trayambakeshwar mountain range of hills, where we have this beautiful temple. Along with, there is another significance, a cave, where according to the legend, that cave is also there, still date, maintained, where Vayu had taken Bala Anjaneya when he was hit by the Vajrayuda of Indra, when he leapt out to the skies, to the skis, to catch hold of Lord's son, the Surya Murti, when he was a Bala, thinking it is a fruit, a bright fruit. So when he had the Vajrapata, that is the hit of the Vajra, that is when his face, the jaw became that of a monkey. It became like, the Markada monkey. The jaw was disformed and he fell unconscious. And Vayu took him inside, being his father, took him inside a cave there and was doing the healing. And that is how that cave is still there and maintained there. So these two significant legends, the incidents which happened in the legend of Ramayana, is seen here along with the Anjana Mata temple and the beautiful Anjaneya here as the Dhyana Anjaneya. So let us have the sloka again here and do our dhyana for achieving all our things every day. The dhyana of the list of things which we have to achieve. Tatahattu sumshupa mule janakim paryavastita abhivadya abravit drashtya Pashyami Twamiha Akshatam Abhivadya Abravit Drishtya Pashyami Twamiha Akshatam. Rama 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 Rama. Let us go to the next sloka, the ninth sloka from the same Sarga 56, where the excitement has already started to visit his master and he is ready for the journey. Tatahas Kapishardhulaha Swami Darshana Utsukaha Aruroha Girisreshtam Arishtam Arimardanaha Tatahasa Kapishardhulaha, the foremost among the Vanaras, the Kapishardhulaha, the Vanarottama, Swami Darshana Utsukaha, was excited to see his Lord again. So what did he do? Kapishardhulaha, what did he do? Aruroha, he got upon the Giri, the mountain, Sreshtam, the beautiful, the excellent, the Sreshtam, the important mountain, the Mount Arishta of excellence. He he ascended on that mountain to get back to his journey, returning and increasing the size of taking the Vishwarupam to cross the oceans. Aruroha Girisreshtam Arishtam Arimardanaha, the excellent mountain of Arishta, ascending the excellent mount of Arishta to take his return journey with exaltation to meet his Lord. The Utsaham, the exaltation, rather than exaltation, the excitement in him happened already. Tatahassa Kapishar Dulaha Swami Darshana Utsukaha Aruroha Girisreshtam Arishtam Arimardanaha. Rama 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple associated with this sloka, the Koleki Hanumanji temple in Jaipur, Rajasthan. The beautiful pink city, the tourism spot Rajasthan, also hosts this beautiful temple of Kole Hanumanji ki temple. Kole is actually a small, it's like a valley which is there in this particular place. Kole means valley, and this beautiful temple, the Kole Hanumanji temple, was consecrated none other than by Baba Nirmal Das years before, few centuries before, who used to worship Lord Hanuman here in this valley, where he found the idol of Hanuman, the carving of Hanuman in one particular rock. And later it was made into a temple and constructed in a very big way. In the year 1961, it was constructed into a very big temple later, after the installation of the idol, which happened many years before, many centuries before, by, as I had mentioned, Baba Nirmal Das. The temple was built in a normal, big way with so many acres of land and construction, which was done in 1961 by Lakshman Dongari, who did this particular temple. Pandit Radhe Lal Chobi, as he is known. In the hill, Lakshman Dongri, actually, a hillock. It's a small hillock with beautiful greenery around and a scenic spot to visit also, and take the blessings of the Anjaneya here. And it is supposed to have the idol has been consecrated, taking it out from the rock where it was self-formed, the Swayambhu Anjaneya. Kole Ki Hanumanji temple in Jaipur, where Tuesdays are very important, where lakhs of people come and take the blessings of Anjaneya, mainly for their health. It is supposed to be a Arogya Anjaneya. Just like the Sanjeevi Rayan temple, this is the Arogya Anjaneya temple in the north in Rajasthan. So let us have this sloka again and become more healthy by taking the blessings of Hanuman. Tatahassa Kapishardulaha Swami Darshana Utsukaha Aruroha Girisreshtam Arishtam Arimardanaha. Let us take this excitement in us by visiting this Anjaneya and get healthy. When the excitement happens in us, we always become more happier. Depression is something which gives disease. Excitement is which gives us happiness and healthy outlook in us, and brings the health in us and to heal us from inside. So let us take the Kole Hanumanji's blessings to get more healthy. Rama 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 Rama. We go to the last sloka of today's session, when Anjaneya is already mounted in the mountain, ascended the mountain to go ahead on his return journey to meet his Lord. Rama Darshanaha. Tammaruroha Hanuman Parvatam Pavanatmajaha Rama Darshana Shigrena Praharshena Abhichoditaha. Tam Aruroha. Hanuman already mounted on the mount, ascended on that mountain, Arishta of excellence. Parvatam Pavanatmajaha, the son of the wind, God, the Vayu. Rama Darshana Shigrena, in a faster way, in a speedier way, in a hurry to have the darshan of Rama. Praharshena Abhichoditaha, excited. Praharshena Abhichoditaha, Abhichoditaha, with all joy, extreme joy which came due to that excitement. Abhichoditaha, Praharshena, excitement again here. Tammaruroha Hanuman Parvatam Pavanatmajaha Rama Darshana Shigrena Praharshena Abhichoditaha. Rama 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 Rama. We have the beautiful temple again here associated with this sloka, the Pandupul Hanumanji Mandir, Pandupul, which is in the Sariska Alwar district, where we have the famous tiger sanctuary, the tiger reserve sanctuary in Sariska Alwar district in Rajasthan again. Here, it is very significant as the name goes, Pandupul. Here was the place where, according to legend, in Dwapara Yuga, Bhima had his Ajnatavasa in Mahabharata. Bhima had his Ajnatavasa. There were a lot of water falls and beautiful springs are there in this area. Very serene a spot with lot of greenery and lot of divine inscriptions. And here Bhima had his Ajnatavasa, and this is the same place when during the Ajnatavasa, Bhima had vanquished Hidimba and in return had got his sister as one of his wives, the Hidimbika, through whom Ghatotkacha was born. So this is a beautiful spot, and this is also the place where it is supposed to be that Anjaneya was lying as a normal monkey to test Bhima for the Saugantika Pushpa. This place is very near that Badrinath, this thing, which is also having Anjaneya's depiction as the Saugantika Pushpa trail when he goes that Bhima goes to that area. So it is a traversing path in those days when it was going through, when the continental drifts had not happened and the cities were much nearer. Pandupul Hanumanji Mandir, Pandupul, Sariska, Alwar district, where the tiger reserve is there in Rajasthan. When you are visiting the tiger reserve as a tourist spot, also try to get into this particular temple and take the beautiful blessing of Anjaneya and become more strong like him and Bhima, healthy, wealthy, and blissful way in life. The Pandupul Hanumanji Mandir, Pandupul, Sariska, Alwar district, Rajasthan. Rama, 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 Rama. Let us have the sloka again. Tam Aruroga Hanuman Parvatam Pavanatmajaha Rama Darshana Shigrena Praharshena Abhichoditaha. With this, we complete the Lanka Dahanam and the return of Anjaneya to the Lord, his Lord, the ever devote Anjaneya to his Lord, the Purushottama, the Narashardhula, Sri Ramachandra Murti, to give the message of the darshan of Sita and that she is safe and healthy. After which the Yuddha Kanta happens, and then after the Yuddha Kanta, we have the beautiful Pattabhisheka, which we are going to see tomorrow and day after, the Pattabhisheka session of Sundarakanda, which is the Purti of Sundarakanda, along with the next following day completion, where we have the Jayapanchaka, giving us all the victory. Rama, 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 Rama. Let us have the bhajan for today, the beautiful bhajan by Radhika.
Anumane anudinam ninai maname Anumane anudinam ninai maname Vidhi vile marididum idu nijame Anumane anudinam ninai maname Vidhi vile marididum idu nijame Anumane anudinam ninai maname Dinam dinam தவறுகள் செய்கின்றோம் தினம் தினம் தவறுகள் செய்கின்றோம் மனம் குணம் மாறியே நடக்கின்றோம் தினம் தினம் தவறுகள் செய்கின்றோம் மனம் குணம் மாறியே நடக்கின்றோம் பணம் மரணம் என்றே தவிக்கின்றோம் பணம் மரணம் என்றே தவிக்கின்றோம் குணநிதி ஹனுமனை மறக்கின்றோம் ஹனுமனே அனுதினம் நினை மனநே பக்திக்கு முதலிடம் தந்தவன் பக்திக்கு முதலிடம் தந்தவன் சத்திய ராமனை கவர்ந்தவன் பக்திக்கு முதலிடம் தந்தவன் சத்திய ராமனை கவர்ந்தவன் பக்தரின் உள்ளத்தில் நிறைந்தவன் பக்தரின் உள்ளத்தில் நிறைந்தவன் பக்தியின் திலகமாய் உயர்ந்தவன் அனுமனே அனுதினம் நினை மனநே ராம ராம என பஜிப்பவன் ராம ராம என பஜிப்பவன் ராமன் சேவையை ரசிப்பவன் ராம ராம என பஜிப்பவன் ராமன் சேவையை ரசிப்பவன் ராமநாம பூசிப்பவன் ராம பாதத்தில் வசிப்பவன் ராமநாமத்தை பூசிப்பவன் ராம பாதத்தில் வசிப்பவன் அனுமனே அனுதினம் நினை மனநே விதி மறைந்திடும் இது நிஜமே அனுமனே அனுதினம் நினை மனநே.
This concludes our session today, sir, and great
Thank
devotional
you.
song by Radhika Rajesh, and a great.
Thank you, everyone. Let us meet for the Pattabhishekam. There is a lot of work for Pattabhishekam to be done. Let us all have the Pattabhishekam. Let us prepare for the function. Thank you.
Thank you all today. This concludes the session.
Thank you, Sivakumar, sir. I'm going to leave
Namaskar,
now.
Ma. Thank you.
Speak to
you,
you
Ma.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. I will end the meeting now.
Thank you.